The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rule. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, Port Lucayo was buzzing with excitement today as business owners in the marketplace opened their doors to hundreds of visitors. It was big business for some stores, and many are hoping it is an indication of good things to come. Megan Shepard reports.
The Port Lucayo marketplace was reminiscent of its heydays, teeming with tourists. It was a big day for shopping as visitors drifted into stores and the straw market, all looking for bargains and a good time on Grand Bahama. Hundreds were passengers on board the Coastal Luminosa that docked a few miles off the Grand Bahama Lucayo Resort. The vessel arrived early Friday morning with more than 2,000 passengers on board. Throughout the day, cruise passengers, the young, old, and young at heart, were brought to shore by tender vessels. Marketing coordinator for the Port Lucayo Marketplace, Karen Ferguson-Bain, says they were looking forward to this day.
The weather is beautiful. It's not too choppy. We were praying hard last night that it would be a smooth and calm day so that the passengers could disembark. Along with the tenders of the cruise ship, we also have some of our local tenders, and that is Reef Tours and Dwight Palacios, as well as the ship tenders. So it's a golden opportunity for those entities to also benefit from this cruise line.
Grand Bahama is the first stop for the Coastal Luminosa, and Port Lucayo store owners say it was a good day for business.
I've been seeing Port Lucayo full like this in a while. I can imagine that the straw market and other restaurants around here are probably getting a lot of business from it. We've had a lot of business from this cruise ship. I've heard that we haven't had a ship dock out on the beach probably since the Big Red Boat, so this is a big deal.
We're quite excited to see the passengers from the cruise ship. I mean, they came on. We were ready for them early this morning. We were happy to see them here. They came in, in little spurts at a time, and I'm happy to say that we are happy to see them. However, the sales are coming on a little bit slowly, but we will not be disappointed because this is what we've waited for. So we're going to take full advantage. My staff are all waiting and ready, and of course we're going to make the best of today.
But store owners are happy to point out that the pending relaunch of the former Reef Village is already paying off as well. The first group of visitors arrived on Grand Bahama yesterday from the Canadian market, and Port Lucayo store owners say they're already seeing a peak in sales.
Actually, we got customers from the hotel, and I'm happy to say the most of our business came from the hotel today. So yay to the hotel industry. You're outdoing the cruise ship so far. So there's some good news for you. So listen, we're going to get this thing together, and I have a feeling this is a start of a really good thing here in Grand Bahama. So we're going to embrace it.
With our proximity, it gives us a good advantage that they will definitely meander through the marketplace. They will come over to shop, they'll come over to sightsee, and of course they'll come over to dine. But all we need to do now is make sure and position ourselves where whatever training we need to do, we have that in store. Whatever we need to do to amp up our overall product, that we're giving the best service that is humanly possible.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Megan. Well, the arrival of Sunwing's first direct flight from Canada contributing to the increase in traffic in the Port Lucayo marketplace today. The air service arrived shortly after 3 yesterday afternoon, and it is expected to be the first of many flights to come. Here's Natalie Martinborough with this report.
Close to 160 passengers arrived on board the inaugural flight for Edmonton, Canada. It marked the culmination of months of planning and negotiations. Tourism leaders are thrilled about the service and the potential for business in the Canadian market. A team of tourism officials witnessed the arrival of the flight. Director General of Tourism David Johnson led the delegation.
We are welcoming the first ever non-stop flight from a city in Canada called Edmonton, more than 5 hours from here, into the Bahamas, and it's into Grand Bahama. So we're very happy to see this flight and to see some 150 odd passengers disembark and staying 1 week in Grand Bahama, giving us a significant contribution to the local economy.
These visitors were initially scheduled to stay at the refurbished Reef Village, now renamed Memories Resort, but the resort isn't fully ready and wouldn't be ready to accommodate the guests for the next 2 weeks. Nonetheless, Johnson says the visitors will be accommodated at the neighboring property.
Sunwing and Blue Diamond along with the landlords, Hutchison Rampur Group, they're working feverishly to ready the resort. But within the next 10 days, the guests are all being accommodated in 4-star accommodation at no extra cost to them. And Betty and her team are working with the Blue Diamond team, as well as Ben Davis and his team, to make sure that they will feel at the end of the day that they were almost lucky to have been inconvenienced on this particular trip.
This coming Saturday, Grand Bahama will welcome another group of Canadian visitors, this time from Toronto and Winnipeg.
That flight is practically booked. We have a wedding group on that flight. I think some 40 members of that party. And again, that added to this group will help to build the occupancies of our hotels in Grand Bahama. And over the next 10 days, we have more than 1,000 passengers coming that will obviously stay at the Grand Lacaille mainly, but they will all be staying 1 week. And come February, early February, we'll see the numbers more than double.
Once the Memories property is fully operational, Sunwing plans to provide 6 flights a week out of Canada. Natalie Martinborough, ZNS Network News.
In other news, residents of Grand Bahama turned out in good numbers last night for the Ministry of National Security's Crime Forum. Grand Bahamians welcomed the opportunity to dialogue on issues of concern regarding crime and offered recommendations on how to deal with the criminal element. Megan Shepard has the story.
It has been reported that the year 2013 saw a significant decrease in crime here on Grand Bahama, but on Thursday evening, hundreds of residents turned out to the Ministry of National Security's Crime Forum to voice their comments, questions, and concerns regarding the issue.
We want to ask the commissioner when he's gonna hire other officers, because they've been trying for 2 years to get on the police force. And it ain't like I want to go on the police force for personal reasons. They just want to protect the country and help curb the crime on this island.
Crime is a two-part tool, and if we could address the job market, then crime wouldn't be so high. And I feel like it goes right back to what I was saying earlier, middle class. The middle class people are hurting, and they're not able to employ anyone. And the country would not grow without the middle class.
The general consensus among some Grand Bahamians is that crime on this island can be linked to unemployment, and that some persons are feeling compelled to commit illegal activities in order to survive. That is why residents say more must be done when it comes to providing employment opportunities for Grand Bahama.
I think the major approach to the crime problem is, let's get the economy rolling, let's get the poverty line eliminated, and let's get the people empowered, and I think we'll have a better economy and a lower crime rate.
I think it has to do with monies in people's pocket, plain and simply. If you have money in your pocket or money in the bank, then there's no reason for you to commit a crime. So they need to seriously think about creating some employment opportunities to empower the people, so that people will have the sense of satisfaction and don't have the need to go out and try and rob someone or do anything criminal.
But others say residents must step up and accept some responsibility for crime.
Crime is not a government issue. It's a people's issue. All of us need to get involved and to do what we can to stem the flow, and so on. And so I think this is the time now for us to get together, to share our concerns, and to let this nation know that it's time to turn back to God.
You look at it, they're doing their best as an organization. But their cry to the Bahamas is people helping the police. I mean, and it makes sense, If you know you have someone in your house with a gun, you don't wait for them to shoot someone else. You may be the person they shoot, so turn them in. And that's what they're asking for, public involvement.
I enjoyed what you said tonight about crime. Everybody needs to tell the police something if they see somebody stealing something or selling something. So I'm going to do my part. If I see somebody stealing something, I'm going to call the police.
And as young men across the country continue to get a bad reputation as the main offenders, one young man says he attended the forum to squash that perception. He says he is calling on society to uplift young men in the community.
I think young men need to feel loved need to feel love in society rather than you downing them. You downing them all the time, saying, "Oh, you're so no good, you can't do this," and saying stuff like, "Oh, young people are up to no good."
The overall feeling at the crime forum was one of satisfaction. Residents say they are pleased that the Minister of National Security along with his team heard their concerns, and now they are hoping for some positive action. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
Well, police are searching for two men who held up a man and stole his vehicle. Police say around 6:30 yesterday morning, the man was at his residence in the Midshipman Road area and was walking to his car when he was approached by two males who made off in his gray 1995 Nissan Pulsar. One suspect is said to be 6 feet tall, wearing a black shirt, black pants, a tam on his head, and brandishing a handgun. The other, 5 feet 7, wearing a blue hooded jacket and a tam. Anyone with any information on the stolen vehicle for the men responsible for the apparent armed robbery should contact the police at 350-3107 or 8-911 or 919. And statistics revealing a decrease in crime over the past year, the Commissioner of Police says credit should be given to officers who remain committed to the war against crime. Commissioner of Police Ellison Greenslade singing the praises of the Northern Division of the Royal Bahamas Police Force, led by Assistant Commissioner of Police Emerick Seymour. While revealing the crime statistics for 2013, the nation's top cop says crimes against a person have decreased by 19%.
That is amazing. 19%. Murders are down by 55%. 5 murders recorded in 2013 as opposed to 11 in 2012. Unlawful sexual intercourse is down by 7%. Armed robberies down by 30%. And the Commissioner is telling you it is down. Factual information.
While armed robbery is down by 30%, he says there has been a slight increase when it comes to robbery.
There is no crisis in Grand Bahama. Robbery is up by 6%, but I want to point out 6% simply means 17 robberies were recorded in 2012 and 18 were recorded in 2013, a difference of 1. So I'm going to give you these stats, and we did math in school, and I don't want to disrespect anyone except to say we don't want to play with numbers. It is what it is.
Statistics show that when it comes to crimes against property, there has also been a decline of 13%.
Every single category of crimes against persons that we have historically, well over 25 years recorded, apples compared to apples, having changed nothing, I'm telling you today, down 21% on burglary, down 14% housebreaking, down 10% shop breaking, down 15% stealing, down 16% stealing from vehicle, and down 23% stolen vehicles. Overall, a 13% decrease, again I repeat, in crimes against property.
The Commissioner says the officers in the North have already started the year off right by curbing serious crime with 2 major drug busts within a week. But here's who he also credits for this level of success.
The full support of the people of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We are not magicians. We don't just work magic. And when you get significant things like this happening, I am telling you up close and personal, this is a lot of community support, and that is a loaded statement. And thanks are due to the people of Northern Bahamas, Grand Bahama, Abaco and Bimini for being on board with law enforcement and for giving of themselves unselfishly.
Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Local companies involved in the export of goods and services will have another opportunity to apply for special funding through the Caribbean Export Development Agency's Direct Assistance Grant Scheme. This initiative is part of the Caribbean Trade and Private Sector Development Program signed by CARICOM members in the European Union. A one-day forum will be held for small and medium-sized businesses at the Pelican Bay Hotel on Tuesday. This program is co-sponsored by the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Manager of Business Development, Charles Pratt.
The Direct Assistance Grant Scheme provides funding to those firms that are engaged in several industries to which the fund is focused. Agriculture, for example, agro-processing, business support organization, creative industries, health and wellness, information and communication technologies, manufacturing, professional services, and tourism. These general areas are where the funds will be focused.
The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation and the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce are also supporting this venture. Chamber executives Lee Termath and Billy Bowe talk about the significance of Tuesday's meeting.
We think that this is a fantastic program. We encourage a lot of people to call the Chamber of Commerce at 352-8329 to find out more about it. This does, as I said, fit in with our mandate to support the business community.
This grant workshop will give businesses an opportunity to learn how to put their proposals together and apply for this grant money, which is very, very important, because the first step is understanding how to prepare a proposal to have access to this type of opportunity.
Now, Pratt says businesses can apply for up to $40,000. Persons who qualify for the business grant will have to make the investment, and CEDA will then issue a reimbursement of up to 70%. The workshop will be held from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Also in news this evening, a major player in the island's tourism mix reaching out to help the youngsters at the Grand Bahama Children's Home. Yesterday, executives of the Balearia stopped by the home to present a check for $1,000 to the home that caters to displaced children in the community. Executive Board member Sheila Johnson-Smith was more than elated.
We are so happy that Susan and the CEO of Balearia came and said they wanted to do something for the children's home. They know how important it is that our children feel like regular children. And they had a fundraiser and they sold ornaments to persons. Then they actually gave us a check from Balearia. I think it is wonderful that a company is investing in our children, investing in the future of our children, and the fact that it is still after Christmas, we are just blown away, because we want people to know, even after Christmas, the children are still in need.
The Grand Bahama Taxi Union helped to forge this partnership between the Balearia and the Children's Home. President David Jones and CEO of the Balearia, Hernan Calva, believe this initial donation is the beginning of a long, fruitful relationship.
It's so good to see all the children faces, big smiles, and that's what it's all about. And that's what the taxi union is all about. We had a support. We've been in our community for quite a number of years supporting, and this is just another venture.
We do believe that we can grow up here and we can give more and better service to the community. We are bringing a new vessel in a couple of months. In March, at the end of March, we will have a new vessel. We will increase our frequency. We will have 1,200 passengers. So we do believe that we can make this island better. We will try our best and put our small effort and our part from our own, bringing a good service, and in every initiative that we can participate and be part of this, like in this case, we want to give something back to the community.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightbone is up next with sports.
Everybody, it's sports time. I'm Ricardo Lightbone. Tonight we dedicate sports to the Freeport Power basketball crew. Their big guy, that is Fred Jones, died yesterday. He is going to be missed by all the guys who played basketball for the many years on the Freeport Power basketball court. Now, the Grand Bahama Volleyball Association completed its season last night with the Grand Bahama Shipyard Sharks. They won the men's division title. The Sharks defeated the Tennis Spikers 25-16, 25-18, 17-25, 19-25, and 15-11. Congrats goes out to the Sharks winning the men's championship. The women's champions are the Nesbitt Reynolds and the Bebe Stars. The All-Stars are the co-ed champions. And don't forget that the junior development program will start tomorrow, 3 o'clock. Boys and girls, it'll be at the YMCA. Now, the Bahamas Olympic Committee Executive Conclave on Grand Bahama was not by chance, folks. Designed to ensure that Grand Bahama understands the Olympic movement and also community development. The Bahamas Olympic Committee committed to a partnership with the Urban Renewal Program on Grand Bahama. The Executive Conclave held on the weekend was dubbed a huge success, and the 2014 mandate is set: family honor development and assistance. Deputy Director for Urban Renewal Michelle Reckley welcomed the good news. BOC President Wellington Miller said coming to Grand Bahama was not by chance.
We want Grand Bahama to feel the Olympic spirit and the Olympic movement. We intend to work with the stakeholders in Grand Bahama to ensure that Grand Bahama has the opportunity to take part in the Olympic movement in the Bahamas at all levels.
We can talk all we want about crime, we can talk all we want about everything, but if we are not doing our little part, the problem goes nowhere. And it is not a government's problem. It is our problem, and they saw the need to come here and to partner and just to be a part of Grand Bahama. And I want to say thank you so, so much. We are embracing the opportunity. We are enjoying the moments, and you're going to expect and you're going to see so much great things happen through the Bahamas Olympic Associations, because I have already seen the proof is in the pudding. They came and they are doers.
The reception for the coaches and sports executives was a welcome opportunity to meet the executives of the Bahamas Olympic Committee and positive dialogue. And the Grand Bahama Basketball Association on court at the St. George's Gym with the Seagraves Saints. They defeated the Warriors for life 44-36. Shirano McIntosh and Elmore Pinder for the 10 points in this one. Ricardo Butterfield netted 60 in the loss. REACHOUT Ministries put away the College of Bahamas Caribs 56-39. Trevor Munnings 11 points to boot, and Alan Prosper with 10 for those Caribs. Now, high school hoops in the Derek Nazard Ritchie Adderley League. Here's what happened for you. Jack Hayward Junior Girls, they nipped St. George's 11-10. Bishop Michael Eldon over Catholic High 20-8. Tabernacle outscoring Grand Bahama Academy 34-3. Sister Mary Patricia Russell 9 and Igmarock 3. And Jack Hayward Junior Boys, they clipped St. Paul's 20-19. Tabernacle defeated Sister Mary Patricia Russell 31-16. Igmarock came away with a 17-14 win over Sunline. And the Warriors of BMES, they had a pretty good one there with St. George's 24-22. And on the senior boys side of things, Sunline 33, Jack Hayward 32, Igmarock all over BMES 41-16, and Tabernacle down St. Paul's 52-11. And a tough night for us all as we lost Fred. As you know, Fred is one of the guys that was always around the basketball court at Freeport Power, and he's going to be missed by all the guys who played basketball for many years. And the guy was well loved. That's a look at sports tonight.